Hello everyone, this is Mac with JLPTBootcamp.com, and today I'm just going to do a quick review of a book that I find extremely useful if you're studying for the N2 exam, the N2 So-Matome, I guess it's N2 Nihongo So-Matome Reading Comprehension book. And if you're not familiar with the So-Matome series of books, they have books available for the levels of the test from N3 to N1, and for each level they have 4 books available, one for grammar, one for vocabulary, one for reading comprehension, and one for kanji for each level. Usually these books are arranged in 6 to 8 week courses. The reading comprehension book for N2 happens to be a 6-week course, but for example the grammar textbook that I reviewed a couple months ago, that's an 8-week course. So they differ between 6 to 8 weeks, but basically they take about 2 months to finish. And how these are designed is that they have a series of exercises that go over some particular points, and then on the 7th day there is a check that checks your understanding of the week's material with questions like those seen on the test. And for a typical unit for the reading comprehension book, it starts off with a short explanation of some key phrases or vocabulary. It may also start with some reading strategies and things to keep in mind when you're taking the test to help you get through those sections. So it'll give you that's kind of the lesson part of the day. And then after that, it'll give you an introductory conversation about the reading passage that you'll read on the next page. And all of these are pretty much the same. You read a conversation, which sounds kind of weird, but this is actually really good practice for the listening section of the exam because it'll have a lot of conversational type items in there. And you'll have to pay attention to both sides of the conversation and how they're interacting with each other to answer the questions correctly. And then below it, you will have to choose the statements that are correct out of 5. And sometimes there's 2 correct ones, sometimes there's 3, but you'll have to choose the correct statement. Which this part isn't exactly really good practice for the actual test, but it does, like I said, help you for listening, and it does introduce you to the concept that you'll be reading on the right page. So kind of eases you into the reading comprehension part of the day. So a little bit different than some other textbooks out there, but I find it kind of useful because you're kind of practicing 2 things at the same time. And then on the second page for a regular unit, there's an example passage like those seen on the test with usually 2 questions. And these can be lots of different kinds of reading. These can be information retrieval, they can be notices, they can be opinions, they can be explanations of something, they can be essays on a particular topic or opinion, or they can be novels, is what they call them. But you may think, well, a novel is, like 300 pages. But what they mean by novel is actually a snippet of a novel, about 1 page or roughly 350 characters or so. I believe will show up on the N2 test. Sorry. So a good-sized novel, probably maybe about 3 paragraphs or almost a whole page is what you'll see on the test in this book as well. And it'll also go over newspaper articles and editorials, so that'll be covered as well. So basically, all the kinds of reading that you'll see on the N2 exam are covered in this textbook. Now, for information retrieval, almost anything can appear on the test, but this book, the first week, will go over some basic ones that have been known to come up on the test before. So it'll hopefully prepare you for that particular section of the exam. And then again, every 7th day of the book, there are some review units for you to go over. And these are a little bit more difficult because they're like the test. There's no introductory conversation. They're usually about 4 to 6 questions, and it gives definitions only in Japanese, like the test. Some of the other readings for the exercises, day 1 through day 6, the definitions are actually in English. Well, they're in English, Korean, and Chinese. So those are a little bit easier because it'll give you the English definition, which is not like the test. Obviously, on the test, it only gives you the definition of words that you probably don't know in Japanese. So that's a little bit more difficult part of the test that you have to get used to for the N2 level. Personally, I think that they should have definitions in Japanese through the whole textbook, but this does kind of help you ease into reading comprehension and not put you to sleep and walk you through things step by step so you don't get lost and you don't get demotivated. So a good all-around textbook. I'm going through it right now, and I think it's really helping me to get ready for the N2 exam that I'll be taking here in July. So if you'd like to pick that up, you can pick that up at White Rabbit Press if you're outside of Japan, at this address, the jump address that you see on the screen. Or if you are inside Japan, I would recommend picking it up at Amazon at this short URL that you see on your screen now. Or, of course,